Each day, Steve on Your Side hears from dozens of you about everyday issues that affect your wallet. Today, he's exploring a series of questions about concert tickets, refunds, Walmart fees, grocery store prices.
Consumer investigator Steve Stager opening his inbox. He's with us here. He's on my side, actually, my left side.
He's on your side.
He's got a few stories. These are the stories that don't make the big headlines, but they're obviously worth your time and worth everyone's time.
We get so much email every single day, and we try to respond to as much of it as we possibly can. We're going to try to do that a little bit more and get some of these stories on the air. We got 3 really interesting tips and have some answers that actually save people money in some cases. Amanda wrote to us saying that she saw a story that we did on Ticketmaster and a couple who had their concert tickets fraudulently transferred out of their account. So Amanda said the same thing happened to her. She had 4 tickets to a Jungle concert. I don't know that band because I'm old. It was in Atlanta, and that all of a sudden got transferred out of her account without her permission. She tried for 2 weeks to get someone at Ticketmaster to pay attention. Then she called Steve on Your Side, and we reached out. Then Amanda got a $322 refund after we contacted Ticketmaster on her behalf. Now, the same happened for a couple that we helped earlier in October. They were having trouble getting Ticketmaster's attention too. As soon as we reached out, Ticketmaster restored those tickets. So I asked Ticketmaster why it takes a call from a reporter to get these things sorted out. They responded with a word salad that didn't answer that question. They did say that all of this fraudulent activity seems to be related to people using bad passwords. They suggest you use a unique password for your account. And if you're having any trouble with your tickets or getting their attention, apparently email Steve on Your Side at 9news.com. They didn't say that. We're just telling you that. We've been talking to a lot of you over the last few months about public improvement fees. They are private fees charged by developers at some shopping centers to pay for things like the upkeep of the property. We have a map of all of them on the Steve on Your Side section of 9news.com. Carol from the city of Arvada actually wrote in with a positive update on PIFs. A PIF that went poof. She says the 3.4% PIF at the Ralston Creek Super Walmart is done. You won't necessarily notice the difference, though, if you shop there, because in this case, the city was waiving its portion of the sales tax while that PIF was being collected. Now Arvada is back to collecting that 3.4% sales tax instead of the 3.4% PIF. And finally, Corey reached out. Sent this photo along. Corey bought 4 cans of Progresso soup at King Soopers based on a sign, $1.29 a can. They rung up at $2.67 each. So when Corey asked about it, showed that picture, the clerk said, "Hey, you're missing that fine print on the bottom there. It says that you have to buy 8 cans to get that price." Corey says the clerk honored the price and refunded $6. I reached out to a fellow consumer reporter, Laura Daly. She runs the blog Mile High on the Cheap, and she says these type of promotions at the grocery store are becoming more and more common.
Shopping is no longer dash in, grab, and go. If you really want to save money in this day and age, as we said, because coupons are disappearing, you need to look, especially when it's a promotional item, to see what's the promotion.
So I reached out to King Soopers on this. A spokeswoman praised the service clerk for honoring the price and said consumers should always ask about things like that. But she didn't answer my question about whether there's any standardized signage for deals like that, guys, because if you don't have your readers on and you see that big price, right, and you think that that's the real price,
you get charged double.
Yeah.
I always go in, I do bring my reading glasses, my attorney and you, and it's really impacted my bottom line.
And you're the person in the aisle that I'm like trying to get around going, please, dude, I just want to get around you.
Taking a look at all this stuff.
You also need to pay attention to these promotions, because oftentimes it might not be 8 cans of Progresso soup that you need to buy. Maybe it's 8 items that are in a category, and if you buy all 8 of them, it'll reduce the price of the Progresso soup. It's just important when you see those big, bold tags, be sure you look for a little thing attached to them. Like, what's the catch here?
Yeah, there's always a catch. Dang.
At least there's no PIF.
Yeah, there's no PIF.
And I thought they only got you by putting those donuts right at the checkout area, and you go, ooh, a donut sounds
We are there
good
to be had.
now.
Steve on Your Side at 9news.com. If you have more tips like that, we'll look into them.
Good stuff.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.